collective. Let's tap right in. My heart has been my heart has been heavy this week. And, yeah. Yesterday, I went to the laundromat to wash some comforters and stuff, like covers, comforters, and some towels. And what's the difference between a cover and a comforter? Like a sham, not a sham, but like a duvet. So like a duvet and some comforters and shit like that. But anyway, why? I'm always an over-explainer because I want you to know exactly what I mean. And I was, there's this older guy there, and he was just talking. He was talking about, how different things are these days. And, he got to talking about his wife who had transitioned, and it was just, I don't know. It wasn't sad, and he wasn't, like, complaining. He was just, like, talking more so about, I don't know. He wasn't complaining. It was more like his tone was to just say, you know what I mean? Like, he's just aware. You know what I mean? Like, how different things are and stuff like that. And it wasn't like, oh, I'm old, so I don't want you to think of it like that. But it was just, I don't know, it was just a nice conversation. And for me, it made me really realize, like, how the world has really changed, how different it really is. It kind of made me sad. I'm not gonna say kinda, because it did. Because even just saying that to you now, like, my heart is just like breaking. My throat was like, right? Like, just kind of sad. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into the message. I pray that this message, it is my intention, and with good intention, that this message reaches those who need it, when they need it, and that the universe, my spiritual team, continues to align me with people who are compassionate, who have boundaries, but who are definitely compassionate, towards others, with themselves. You know what I mean? I don't know. I said I don't know, but I was thinking, and I didn't say it, but I was thinking, I don't know why I'm hearing this song. How sweet it is to be loved by you. But what I was thinking was, like, is it terrible to put other people before ourselves sometimes? And it's not. I feel really, like, emotional. I think it really does speak to, like, the way that society is these days. Like, that's rare that happens. It's a little bird here. They're always around when I'm reading. And I don't know. I did a reading yesterday on TikTok, and I was really emotional when I did the reading. And so I think that part of that energy is definitely here for the collective. And so it was just like finding out, like, how, people betray you and stuff like that. And I think part of what I'm feeling is just like, that energy from yesterday, and just, I don't know why the word whimsical comes in mind, but it's just really it really is this energy where it's just like, okay, why are people so damn selfish, right? Like, why do people go to these lengths of being so, for themselves? And it just it makes me kind of like sad, because it's like, damn, like, when I think of things like from like a psychological standpoint, right? So with that being said, I'm naturally gonna start assessing the person who's being selfish and be like, okay, obviously there's something that you never experienced before, something that you didn't get, or you feel like people don't pour into you enough to where you always feel like you gotta take something from somebody, right? Because it's like, what are you trying to obtain that you always have to be in this energy to where you feel like you have to be the one to mastermind people, you have to be the one to try to one up somebody? Because to me, the way I look at it, and I feel like, I don't know, this is like a one percentile type of thing here, where where my mindset is going with this is that, is it like, how mentally messed up is a person's space here to where they have to constantly be trying to take things from people, right? Where they have to constantly be like wanting to manipulate other people, where they constantly have to like feel like I gotta put me first, because if I gotta get, I gotta get mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just says something about, to me, there's something there, and it makes me feel sorry for people who operate like that. Like, I get it in certain instances, right? There are things that you definitely should be you should definitely put yourself first, right? I definitely understand that. But there is nothing in this world that made me want to fuck over another person to make sure that my needs are being met. I'm gonna make sure I'm taken care of. I'm gonna do that, right? I'm never gonna give anybody anything that I can't give, right? Like, that's just that's my mindset. But I'm never gonna take more from somebody than what than what I need, unless, and I feel like that's another reason why, like, for me, like, the divine always look out for me. There is times where, you know what I'm saying, me and my daughter get free stuff. There are times where, people just give me things. Like, I'm never not in need of any, like, you know what I'm saying, like, for real, like, for real, because people look out for me, and strangers especially. And I feel like collectively we've been seeing, of course, the masks are always being lifted, the veil is always being lifted, so you really get to see people for who they are and how they operate. And when we say the veil is not only, you being able to see into the spiritual realm, but you get to see the spirit in how things are governed and how they're operated. You get to see the spirit and you get to see shit for what it is. That's people, places, regimes, orders, doctrinations, all of that, right? And as this energy is being purged, because it's a purging, right? Anytime that your soul feels overwhelmed, or your soul weeps or cries, it is you purging, you know. The first card that I have out here is the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, right? So this is finding out people are not really your friends. This is finding out people are not, there's disharmony, misalignment, that you're actually working alone, that there actually isn't teamwork here, that things are actually disorganized, that there's actually a group conflict, right? All those things that I just spoke on, right? Then the next card that popped out was the Four of Pentacles and the World card in the reverse, and that's just really saying that we're really getting to see how a lot of things are, a lot of things are being undone. Things that, especially when it comes to that Four of Pentacles and that crown being placed on top of the head, like anything that's been weighing you down or anything that's been making you feel like you have to be conditioned to doing something, or you're being controlled by something, that shit is being dismantled, right? And then you have the Emperor here in the reverse. So it's a lot of you get to really see like who's really in control, and it also speaks to this too. Like, we really get to see how manipulative, how controlling and manipulating situations really are. What else is here, Spirit? What is the lesson that is to be learned here, though? Queen of Cups. Compassion. Nurturing. Emotionally stable. Being intuitive. Caring. Give me one more card with this. It's sad. My heart's so heavy, y'all. Like, it's just like, why people like that? You know what I'm saying? Nine of Pentacles. That's beautiful. This is really pushing, and the Eight of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. We know that bottom of the deck energy is the overall energy, so this is describing what the Queen of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles represents, right? Is that people is like, that there was no compassion. There was no beautiful, feminine energy, with moving with the ability to create, fruits of labor, that people didn't want you to have financial independence, that people don't want you to be entrepreneurs and find, your own way, right? Like, all of these things and these dynamics of whatever, right, you're coming out of, if you resonate with this message, in the collective anyhow. This could be family, it could be friends, it could be lovers, it could be the world as a whole, right? As we see companies and regimes, again, just different things, all of those things falling apart because they were created with the intention to manipulate, control, and dominate, and not in a way that was helpful, but in a way that it was useful to these people, right? It was made to make you feel restricted. It was made to make you feel like you were a victim, to keep you in a negative space, to make you feel isolated, to make you feel like you didn't know when you were going to come up out of something or when you was going to get through something. Like, all of that's what it was created for. Make you to doubt yourself, to feel lazy, lackluster when it comes to life. Like, like, the thrill is gone. Like, you can't do and create more. Like, all of that was, it was imposed. And some of these things could have been self-imposed, right? Because we do, again, have to take accountability for the situations that we do find ourselves in, and there's strength in that. So let us not forget that, because there is strength in being able to find ourselves and say, hey, I put myself here in this situation because I thought there was actual compassion here. And I thought that, that there was going to be nurturing, and it was going to be healing, and it was going to be emotionally stable for me, right? That I could trust what I initially intuitively felt, right? And lots of times the reason why we make decisions to do things, be certain places, and to have certain things is because we feel like I can manage this, I can do this, whatever, right? Like this, I know this is for me. And we need those lessons, right? We need those lessons. We need those. I'm hearing like curtain call. Like you could definitely be like, okay, I'm closing this out. But it's like, I see like you closing it out. And as soon as you close it out, you like take a deep breath. And then you open the curtain right back up. And you're like, okay, let me go at it again, right? And sometimes we just do need those moments of rest, you know, to allow ourselves to balance out our emotions and to get ourselves stable again, because there's a lot of things that can be going on in the mind. We're feeling a lot of different things. There's a lot of different choices and options and things that are being put in front of us. And so we have to learn how to seize opportunities that make us feel good, right? With the Page of Cups. And at this time, you know, at one point, maybe these connections or these religions or relationships or marriages or whatever made us feel good, right? They made us feel like we were getting what we deserve. And the gag is, right, like Kiki Palmer be saying, the gag is, right? And the gag is, right, as they say in the community, is that